Wondering if the Monti Kids Level 1 toy subscription box for 0 to 3-month-olds is worth it? Today, I'm going to be covering that because it's kind of a nuanced question, as well as how the cost of it compares to Amazon or Etsy dupes, the qualitative cost from our own personal experience after having this for almost 4 months now. But in short, if you're looking for the quick answer, yes, I do think it is worth it. But again, there's some nuance to that. So we're going to get into all of that, and make sure to hit that notification subscribe button, because in my next video, I'm actually going to be comparing the Monti Kids Level 1 box to Lovevery's The Looker and their Play Gym, so you definitely won't want to miss that. And if you guys are new here, my name's Rachel from Confused Millennial. Welcome to my channel. I have reviewed all of Lovevery's play kits, some of Kiwi codes, and I also have my first video on Monti Kids, which I suggest going back and watching before this one, which answers your frequently asked questions like how it works, price, quality, what you're getting in the Monti Kids program, and so much more. So I will leave links to all of those videos in the description box below, and I will also leave links to all of the Amazon and Etsy dupes I mentioned in this video in the description box below, which if you're on your mobile phone, next to the title, there's a little carrot widget. It looks like a little V. Click that, it'll drop down, give you everything you need. First up, what is inside the Monti Kids Level 1 box? It's this activity gym here behind me. It is super well made. It's made from a mix of a Russian hardwood and a birch plywood. I will say though, the first one we got was cut wrong. This little divot here wasn't deep enough. I sent an email to their customer service, and they sent me out a new one right away, no questions asked, at no cost to me. Their customer service is on point too. I also just want to say I'm getting over a cold if I sound a little nasally, out of breath, or end up looking a little bit sweaty. It's hot under these lights. While this activity gym may not look like much, it has quickly become my favorite for newborns and toddlers. My baby was 100% colicky. We thought he had reflux. Thankfully he doesn't, but I am tandem nursing both my toddler and him, which is a totally different video in itself, and it led to like an oversupply issue. It led to some stuff that it took a couple months for us to troubleshoot and figure out. And during those couple months, we could not lay him down on his back without him screaming. And he would also be uncomfortable sometimes when we would just be holding him for too long, and I was not in a physical place postpartum to be able to hold him for that long. Again, another video. But long story short, we needed to keep him a lot of the times in an upright chair after he was fed. And no, chairs and containers are not the most Montessori line thing. It was truly the only way to give him some peace, was putting him in that chair. And the Monti Kids activity gym is actually tall enough where we could slide him underneath it, set up a mobile, and he would actually be calm, which to me was priceless at that point. My toddler also loves it. It is pretty tall, so we can easily turn it into a tent. If we had left one of his chairs underneath it and he wasn't in it, she could also fit under it, and she had so much fun pretending to be a cat. As far as activity gyms go, the height of it is unmatched for long-term use and for colicky or refluxy babies. This one measures in at 46 inches tall. I could not find any activity gyms on the market for babies that measured that tall. The closest one I could find to it on Amazon costs $80, and it comes in at 27 inches tall. And the other thing that makes Monti Kids Activity Gym really unique is this little wooden piece here, 2 lengths, and there comes with these Velcro straps. So when your baby is laying flat underneath it, you can adjust the height of whatever is hanging from it, so that way they can either grasp a ring, bat a ball, or look at the mobiles at a visually appropriate distance as their eyesight continues to develop. Which leads us to the mobiles. First up is the classic Montessori Munari Mobile, which is a high contrast geometric mobile developing their vision, and it actually helps with their inherent mathematical sense. Like I mentioned, the first couple months with our baby was pretty rough, and this mobile was pure magic. Super lightweight and delicate, so just like the natural airflow and movement in a room causes it to move, and he would be completely mesmerized, totally calm with it. This mobile, the Octahedron, and the Dancer Mobile are all very fragile, which does pose a little bit of a challenge with a toddler around who did like to play with baby brother's new toys. One of the little pieces here slid off of its original intended space, causing the entire configuration to go out of balance and ended up vertical. Once I realized what had happened, I just had to slide it back over, and it was an easy fix. If you were to buy this on Amazon, it would cost $14. The next mobile that comes in this play kit is the Octahedron Mobile, which introduces primary colors as your baby is developmentally ready to perceive them. This was another one of our favorites. Again though, it is very fragile, and my toddler did break off one of the octahedrons pretty much within the first 48 hours of putting this out. It was a pretty easy fix. I just took the thread that was dangling from it, threaded onto a needle, stitched the little octahedron figure back on using one of the other points. So it's not a hard fix. It did end up breaking again. I had to do it all over again, so I'm just more mindful about having it out when my toddler is around at the moment because it is very fragile. And this exact same mobile costs $14 on Amazon. The next mobile that comes in this toy box is the Gobi Mobile. On a wooden dowel, there are 5 crocheted balls that introduce color gradation and refine your baby's chromatic sense. My baby was definitely not as taken with this one as the Monti Mobile, but when my toddler was around, this was my go-to one to have out because it is the most sturdy mobile, and she would often sit underneath it and bat the balls like a cat. There are a few different Gobi Mobile options out there. The last mobile that comes in this is the Dancers Mobile, which presents a new challenge as your baby's visual tracking improves dramatically. So this is going to be the last mobile you introduce, and I will say, when your baby ages out of 0 to 3 months, they're still going to be interested in these mobiles. They're engaging to look at. He absolutely loves sitting under it. And as far as finding the Amazon dupe for it, I actually found one most similar to it on Etsy. If you wanted to get all 4 of these Montessori mobiles, you can get a pack of them. The next item that comes in this toy box is the batting ball. This introduces cause and effect and strengthens the connection between the left and right sides of the brain through movement. We really love this. It's a super soft crochet ball with a little rattle bell inside that's like a very gentle sound. It's a great toy overall. The textures are super intriguing. I even put this up in his stroller. We're using the Velcro straps. There's a little loop in our stroller. He is fussy on a walk. I just kind of flip it down for a second and kind of just jingle the bell, and it works like a charm. As far as dupes for this go, I found a few. This one that comes in a few different styles and it costs $12. And then there's also this one that has organic cotton filling. Neither of these options have a little loop to hang it from anything though, but you could easily add that on with some yarn. The next item that is the hanging disc. It is a more complex shape that presents a new grasping challenge for your baby's developing skills. And I will say, I could not find any Amazon or Etsy dupes like this. Instead, what I found was a lot of the Montessori interlocking disc, which comes in level 2 of Monti Kids. So this item I found to be extremely unique. He definitely struggled and showed the least amount of interest in this item until after 3 months, at which point he started to be able to really grasp it and became much more engaged with it. So it does present a nice challenge. It also reiterates what I already said, that these items really last beyond 0 to 3 months. These are going to be fantastic foundational items, I think, really for the first 6 months, if not year of baby's life. This item is the grasping ring, which they suggest introducing after the batting ball, and it is intended to encourage your baby to intentionally reach out and grasp the item. It's a really nice wooden ring. It's kind of like just the right thickness size for their little hands to really hold. At 12 weeks, my son was still not interested in intentionally grasping it when it hung from the activity gym. However, when my daughter and I put it into his hand, he did grasp onto it. After 12 weeks, it was the first item he intentionally got into his mouth for mouthing. So that was pretty cool. I think, again, it's gonna grow with him. I think it is just a really good loose wooden toy that can work with different stacking rings or in our Love Every block set as he gets older. So surprisingly, it was actually really hard to find an Amazon dupe that truly matched this. I did find a 2-pack for $19. However, the grip of them and the diameter is much different than Monti Kids. I think the large diameter of Monti Kids and the thinner grip needed to really hold it for a long period of time is what made this so engaging. So just kind of keep that in mind if you were to get a dupe. The next item is the kicking ball, which helps prepare your baby for their first steps by strengthening their feet, legs, knees, hips, and core as they begin to coordinate all of those movements and kick it while it hangs from the activity gym. I actually had 2 balls just like this from my first. It was in different patterns and we never knew how to use it or play with it. I will say Monti Kids does a really good job educating the parent. In their parent learning center, it even says, playing with the kicking ball promotes your baby's visual skills, including visual tracking, hearing, the foot-eye coordination, binocularity, and depth perception. Around 5 months, binocularity and depth perception come together to form your child's 3D view of the world. So one of the things I really like about Monti Kids is how in depth they go with their research and explaining things to parents, because I know with my first, when we had these kicking balls, she showed no interest in them by 3 months, 4 months. They ended up becoming dog toys. So at least now I know, like, okay, I may not see him really engage with this for like 5 months, and to keep reintroducing it, which I like the management of parents' expectations a lot. Because I think as parents, sometimes we get caught up in how we want them to play with a toy or how the toy's supposed to be played with. And this really reminds us, like, to take a step back and meet our child where they're at. As far as dupes for this, I'll link to in the description. The next item, probably my favorite item, and that is the Crochet Ring. It is a little rattle that works with babies' natural reflexes to develop their grasp, strength, motor skills, and body control. The rattle actually helps to develop an infant's hand control and auditory sense with the enclosed bells in each of these little star peaks. Something about it, I always personally just gravitated towards it. It's beautiful crocheting. Each of the little star points has a nice little rattle sound in there that's super gentle on the ears. Both my daughter and I love to shake it and watch us he visually tracked it. It would fall down his arm and then he would make the noise himself. Again, we took their Velcro straps, and this became our go-to toy for car rides, and this has been a huge saving grace for us. It's very, very soothing for him. I couldn't find anything exactly like it on Amazon and Etsy, but I did find a couple of similar options, and it's a combination of the crochet ring and the wooden grasping circle toy. The next one is another little wooden grasping ring, really high quality. It has a water-based varnish on it. You don't really need to worry about splintering. Again, couldn't find anything exactly like it, but I did find some similar options. Is the level 1 box from Monti Kids worth it? Financially speaking, if you were to get all of the cheapest dupes I mentioned in this video, you're looking at spending about $222, which is less than the cost of this toy box, which is $300. Technically, it's $297. However, if you caught my first Monti Kids video, my high-level overview of how they work, you know you're not just buying a box of toys. You're essentially buying an entire parenting e-course and group and one-on-one coaching as well, which would cost way more than $80 to get those things a la carte. So when you really think about all those additional resources you get beyond the toys, it's a steal of a deal. Like, my personal opinion, it is financially worth it. I did not expect to like the items in this as much as I did. I can easily see how they're gonna last us through the first year. I love the Velcro straps. That means that we can take the items on the go very easily in our car seat, on our stroller, all sorts of different things. Makes it super convenient, super flexible to adapt to our lifestyle. This activity gym has been a saving grace for us. You don't know what type of baby you're gonna have. You can also buy the activity gym on its own. It costs $200. So for an extra $100, you may just want to go ahead and get all of the items in this. So just to recap, for $297, you're getting 11 physical items, access to the Facebook group, access to one-on-one expert support, access to the parenting course for 0 to 12 weeks, talking about these items and some other stuff, and then access to a couple other bonus courses in the Parent Learning Center, which is a lot of stuff. Make sure to hit that notification and subscribe button, because in my next video, I'm going to be comparing Monti Kids Level 1 to Lovevery's The Looker and their play gym, and talking about the pros and cons of each, helping you decide which one might make the most sense. If you have any questions at all, feel free to drop them in the comment section below, or hit me up on Instagram at The Confused Millennial. As always, my name's Rachel. Have a good one.